they told me one thing, all of them. Orjwan, try your best to finish. Finishing is the most important thing to do in this year, in the first year of your experience. So I was like, is it that hard? Oh my God, to finish? Oh my God, like this even had made me more stress.
Welcome to One in Tribe. My name is Julie Fidalgo, and I am really excited to interview my next guest. Her name is Orjwan Ammar. She is a professional rally driver, proudly representing Saudi Arabia. She holds the title of the youngest female rally driver in the Arab world and has achieved top rankings in both national and international rally championships. Beyond motorsports, Orjwan is also an entrepreneur and the founder of Brand, a creative agency based in Jeddah, blending her passion for storytelling, branding, and innovation. She is driven by a mission to break barriers, inspire the next generation, and represent women on the global stage, which obviously she is already doing. Welcome, Orjwan, to One in Tribe.
Hello, Julia. How are you? I'm happy to
Good.
be here.
I'm really excited about this
Same here.
conversation. So, Orjwan, I always like to start at the very beginning. Please tell our audience where you reside, where you're from, and just a little bit of a backstory about you.
So I'm Orjwan Ammar. I'm born actually in Dammam, Saudi Arabia. I'm 25 years old, and yeah, this is me. I know there are a lot of questions that gonna introduce me, so I'll leave you.
Yes. Well, obviously, you caught my attention because you're in motorsports, and this is so new, especially you being a woman in Saudi Arabia. How did this even start?
So actually, from being young, I used to love to watch Formula One drivers, speed things, but I've never thought I would be a rally driver. So on the 2023, I got my driving license here in Saudi, and suddenly I have participated in a rally called Rally Jameel. It's a female rally based here in Saudi. So I got my first participation there. And then after doing Rally Jameel, I decided to go and dive more into this field, into motorsport. And I have started I've went to my first race, which is Tabuk on the 2023. This was my first race.
So were you raised with brothers? Did you have siblings? What did they watch it? Did your father watch it, or just was it you out
So
of your?
we're three in total. I'm the eldest with a younger brother and sister.
Okay. So your dad, I assumed, used to watch it, and then you used to watch it with him?
Yes, yeah.
That's awesome. And then you also, and obviously we are going to talk about rally driving because I'm so fascinated by it, but you also have a marketing company.
Yes, I do have a marketing company.
And what made you do that or start that company?
So behind of my business, I have studied business entrepreneurship at the Liverpool John Morris. So when I came back from my bachelor, I started. I just wanted to do something creative that represents me. So I love the fact of marketing and building brands. To be honest, that these things have been fueled my mind. So I've started doing Brand. It's a marketing and creative agency based here in Jeddah. So yeah, that was my first step in business.
And what came first, the marketing company or the rally driving?
The marketing company. Yeah.
Okay. And then what kind of brands do you work with in Saudi, in Jeddah?
We're working with FMCG brands, F&B, food and beverage. We're working with the hospitality brands. We're working sometime with fashion. There's a very big variety of brands. We're not going so niche.
we're going to go back to racing. You are the youngest female rally driver in the Arab world. When you first started, what were your parents' reaction?
Honestly, they surprised me. They were incredibly supportive. They saw how committed I was, and they never tried to hold me back. Um, that kind of support, especially in a field like motorsport, gave me a strength and helped me to break barriers.
You mentioned Tabuk,
Yeah.
first rally driver.
Yeah.
It's all female. Is it in the Middle East?
So no, Rally Jameel is the one that it's a navigation rally, which is it's the first navigation rally in the Middle East, where it's all about women's and in navigation. There's no speed. So after exploring Rally Jameel, I wanted the actual speed feeling, you know. So that's why I have decided to start to explore the first race after joining Rally Jameel. Yeah.
And then Jameel, where does Rally Jameel take place?
It's in Saudi. Each year, actually on the same days now, there is a fourth season of Rally Jameel. Each season they change cities. Now for the first time they're doing it started in Jordan, and then going to Al-Ula, and they went to Tabuk, and from Tabuk I think to they're now today in. I think in Tabuk to Ula, the different cities in Saudi. So it's actually 5 days race.
The race lasts 5 days?
Yeah, 5 days. It's beautiful. Like, you know, the fact, Julia, the fact that there are about 45 different nationalities, women, they're coming from all around the world. It's something incredible. You should, like, for the fact of joining and exploring different nationalities, different aspects, it's so a great experience.
And you've competed in this race how many times?
Once, which was the first. Yeah.
And why not the second, third, and fourth?
Actually, I am into speed now. I love the fact of speed, and this time I was planning to join, but I had that Abu Dhabi Baha challenge on the same calendar, the same week, so it was difficult to go with Rally Jameel and Abu Dhabi Baha, my actual race.
And Orjwan, how many races are there a year?
So in the Saudi Championship, where I am currently racing in the Saudi Championship, it's about 4 rounds. They usually put the rounds, 4 races. The championship consists of 4 rounds. So usually these races at the first beginning of the year because of the weather, and then they shifted the three more races at the end of the year. So November, December, and October. It starts from October, actually, end of October. Yeah.
And then are there races outside of the Middle East that you also are a
Yes,
part
there
of?
are. My first 2 races that have been raced outside of Saudi was the Abu Dhabi Baha Challenge, the 2 races that was the one that I had last weekend and 2 months ago. And definitely there are different championship, world championship, Middle East championship, and different races around the world.
And you have a co-pilot,
Correct.
Khalid.
Yes, Khalid. Khalid
Is
Al-Kindi.
he,
Yeah.
is he always your co-pilot in all
So
races?
actually things goes like from the day one I have started, I was exploring co-drivers, and it's about like you should. There are different aspects to choose a co-driver. You know, one of the aspects is the experience they had, the races they have been done, how many years there have been racing, mechanical, also mechanical experience. If they do have a mechanical experience, so if we face a mechanical issue, they can help. And a part of this all chemistry is like you need to have someone in the car that you both have a good chemistry to race. So I have been from day one with a great co-drivers, different nationalities, different experience. I have gained a lot of experience from them. But recently I've been racing with Khalid. He's the first UAE co-driver that have been racing in Dakar. So with a very great also experience with different international rally drivers. So I got this support from him, and we have been racing now since a year together.
And what is his, I mean, you mentioned mechanical, if there's any issues, but what is his role? Is he there to navigate and tell you where to go? Like, paint the picture for us. I'm so curious, but paint this picture of just the journey from A to Z. Like, do you guys practice out together? How often do you practice? Obviously, you're driving, right? So you're the main girl, but what is his role as co-pilot?
So as a co-pilot, he's the one responsible about navigation. So where are we going? Are there any caution, dangerous things happening, or something that we're gonna face? He's the one that tells the driver where to go. Actually, so we don't have a Google map. It's nothing. It's not a map that like you need to follow. It's all about drawings. We call it a road book. It's a digital road book. Before it used to be a papers, and actually. There are drawings, very technical drawings that not easy for any normal person to go through it and understand. And the road book consists of drawings, numbers, dangerous cautions. Like, for example, if we have a 300 meter, after 300 meter, we would have a dangerous. The dangerous is like, even this have been mentioned, like, is it very easy that you no need to mention it, or it's very like you need to take care of that dangerous. So there are a lot of things happening with the co-driver. And why I have mentioned it's about chemistry. The more both of you understand each other, the more both of you knows how to control this system in the car. So it's not about only driving, and listening to whatever the co-driver is mentioning. It's about how to take these notes and drive well to reach to the finish line.
And then danger spots. What are some example of danger spots? Like falls? What are some examples?
Ditch, falls, a lot of things, a lot of things. There, like, here it comes like the driver experience to know and to investigate from in a speed wise while you're driving on speed, to know and to try to understand what type of dangers you're facing. But sometimes it isn't easy, like most of the time actually.
It
To
doesn't
decide.
sound easy at all.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Because, yeah, I'm sure. But do you practice the track beforehand? Are you
No.
familiar with? No?
No. So actually, the road book, we received that road book, digital road book, the password or the code of the road book, 1 hour before the race. So we have never been to that terrain at all. You're speeding probably 100 kilometer per hour, 120. Our 125 is our maximum speed in our category. Some people, when I tell them that like our maximum speed is 125 in our category, they feel that it's normal. Like, we drive 120 in on road and some open highways, but actually 110 on an off-road, it's way different. Like, it feels different on off-road. It feels dangerous, but it's fun.
Yeah, because you're driving on sand, I'm assuming.
Rocks, dangerous ditch, a lot of things, actually. Like, it's not on a clean road.
Like, do you have a story that tells of a huge challenge that you encountered during one of your races?
Each race has its own flavor and challenge. There's no particular thing, but overall, I love the fact of rallies. Like, you're racing toward a thing that you don't know what you're doing. Like, you're toward things and challenges you should expect, and actually you have never been to that area. So each moment, each second, each meter you're racing, you should expect anything to happen. You should expect rolling. You should expect falling down from a dangerous or ditch. So the fact of accepting the unexpected challenges, I loved it.
You like the mystery and the adrenaline.
About mystery, actually, it is.
And Ojwan, when you said 5 days of a race, how many hours are you usually driving per day?
So in Rally Jameel, it was 5 days. As I told you, it's about navigation, and they're visiting different cities. In our Baja races, or the Baja races that we do participate, it's 3 days. 3 days, official 3 days of the program. First day where we, actually it's four. First day where we do scrutineering and we check our official race suit, official the car, the passport, everything that it's on the FIA regulations. So that comes the first day where cars passes and our car and our suits and our clothing passes. So there where comes the entry list where the driver officially accepted after the scrutineering. So second day, it's a stage called prologue. It's almost about 8 to 10 kilometers. This doesn't count in ranking. It only counts as who gonna start on the official day of the race, who as an order. So we raced that 8 to 10 kilometers. Different racers and different drivers have different strategies on that day. Some people would like to start at the first, so they race on very high speed and to their own flat out to their limit. And some others actually have that strategy that they want to start very late, so they slow down on that prologue stage. So what comes on the second day, third day, sorry, where it's the first official day of the race. In Baja, we're talking about like total the 2 days of racing, official 2 days of racing. It's about 380, 400 something. Like it differs from a race to a race, but we're talking about like 400 kilometers for the 2 days. Yeah,
That's long.
it's long. Yeah.
And then how many hours does that usually take on average?
So on average, for the 2 days, like one day it goes 4 hours, 4 hours racing, 4 hours. So in total, 7 hours for the 2 days. Around, yeah. As I told you, it depends on the distance. It depends on. Sometimes the first day is the longer. Most of the time, the first day is the longer. Second day is wrapping up, like so it's 180 in the second day. So it depends.
And then do you take breaks or is that just straight?
No break. No break. Sometime like during the race, we're moving from an area to an area. So or there's we need to fill gas. There's an official time for filling gas where all drivers reach to a certain point, and we put our gas to fuel it with gas. So actually, at that moment, you have 10 to 15 minutes to take water, snack, very fast thing to wrap up and continue. Yeah.
And how do you usually prepare for a race?
Usually, I don't stop training. I try to train each weekend, and if not, at least twice to 3 times per month. A freestyle training where I just stay in the mood. That on the whole year. Going through, like, if I do have a race next month, so I should train each weekend. It's a must. So before the race, 1 week before the race, I do have another training where I still freestyle. I'm alone. Then when I travel to the city where we have, for example, I have a race next week in Jeddah, for example, I I do travel to Jeddah 4 to 5 days before the race. For the process I have mentioned, scrutineering and the briefing, and there are a lot of things that we should do there. But we usually also we have a test before the rally, 1 day before the scrutineering with my team, where we check the cars. Me and the co-driver, we check everything systemized wise in the car. We check everything in the regarding that everything gonna pass in the scrutineering phase. So this is exactly what we do before the race.
And you always drive the same car, right? Like it's shipped wherever you go, you ship it?
Uh, Not always, but I'm always with the same team. So probably sometime the same car or we shift cars, but at the end it's one car. And as I told you, that test day, that before the races and before the scrutineering phase, that we do it way far from the rally, like we're doing for ourselves. We check different things that we need to optimize, the tires, the suspension, till we reach to whatever we need.
And tell us about this race that you just had last week.
Last
When
week, yeah.
obviously when this is aired, it'll have been weeks. But you just raced at the Abu Dhabi in Abu Dhabi. Can you tell us about it?
So I raced in Abu Dhabi Baha. It was actually in Al Ain. I loved Al Ain. The terrain is it's amazing. I loved how difficult it was. It was so difficult, but actually I didn't feel the part of difficulty. I felt like it was a challenging. I loved the dunes, the amount of dunes that they have, incredible. Overall, it was a very great race. But unfortunately, which is normal, it's a part of the game. I had a mechanical issue that took me 8 minutes to cool down the car. I had a high temperature of the car for the engine, but it was okay. 8 minutes lost. Continued the race, finished the race. I got the finish medal at least. I led the SSV category on the round before this one. I was the first in my category, and I was the first in my category. I was fifth overall with all categories, and I was the second on the FIA category in that race.
Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes things goes well, sometimes things go. It's a part of the game. Yeah.
Of course, of course. And how many people did you compete with?
I think it was 90 something on
Oh,
that race. There were 90 something on that race. Yeah.
and how many women out of the 90?
I think we were two.
Two.
Yeah.
And where was do you remember where the other one was from? What country?
Actually, no. Like I told it, it was a one race. It's usually those Baja. It's one race, a 1 day race, so you don't have time to surround and to talk to people. But there was a woman there. Yeah.
Well, when we first had our initial conversation before this recording, you told me the story of your first race. Can you share that with our audience?
So my first race, I told you that it was like to explore. Either I would love this or not. But the fact that I do love speed and speeding, I told you from day one, like even before I know what is rally, I love the fact of speeding. So I joined that race. It was the second round of the Saudi Championship. So I missed one of the rounds. It was on January. So I joined on May. It was Rally Tabuk. So Rally Tabuk was my first race, and I do have a love for that city for a lot of reasons. So I joined that race. No experience. I have never or drive a rally car from before. I have never ride a buggy. Nothing. So I even didn't have a training on that day. Like even testing, I just tested the car for 30 minutes, I think. So I participated. I was lucky. I had a good co-driver. She is from Sweden. She's a Swedish co-driver. She's a female, actually. She had a lot of experience with drivers from before. So I need to be honest. That race was crazy. It was a crazy race. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, the fact like you want to explore and you don't know what exactly you're doing. So everyone at that moment was telling me like I have been like trying to make friends with other drivers and listen to, from their experience. They have been racing for almost minimum 10 to 15 years. So I tried to gain more experience and to know what exactly we're doing. So they told me one thing, all of them, Orjwan, try your best to finish. Finishing is the most important thing to do in this year, in the first year of your experience. So I was like, is it that hard? Oh my God, to finish? Oh my God, that, like this even had made me more stress. So I had that race. As I told you, it was crazy. Like, I've never been into dunes. I've never been into that type of. I don't know how to overcome whatever is happening on inside of the car. So I finished. The conclusion, I have finished. The conclusion I got the second position on my category. I was like, oh my God, how come? And that's it. Like, I think, like I have been talking to different people in different type of sports, with regardless of motorsport, like different type of sports, and they told me always the first time, you achieve things that are impossible and hard to achieve later. And this what happened to me. I think it was a sign for me to continue and to see exactly what Orjwan can do later. And yeah, that was my first race.
That's incredible. That's, I'm not going to say beginner's luck, but I think really it's a sign for you to just keep going.
It's a sign, yeah. It's a sign, like, yeah, it is.
And what is your goal with this? Like, what is your ultimate dream when it comes to racing?
So my ultimate dream and my goal to to join Rally Dakar. Rally Dakar is the dream for all rally drivers worldwide. It's the ultimate goal. So I'm planning my best to join Rally Dakar. I never know when, but whatever I'm doing now, it builds my experience portfolio to join Rally Dakar. I need to have great experience, great different type of terrain, different type of races to solid my experience, and I'm here.
And just for our audience, and even for me, actually, I've seen it on TV, I think, Dakar. But can you tell us a little bit about the race?
You know the World Cup, football World Cup. It's the same actually for rally drivers. So Rally Dakar, it's a 2 weeks race. People fight all around the world to participate and to collect funds and to have a good budget to race in Rally Dakar. Rally Dakar has been hosted here in Saudi for 5 years. We're so lucky. So it has been hosted 5 years and also extended more 5 years. So in total, 10 years. So now we're in the sixth year of hosting Rally Dakar in Saudi. So as I told you, it's a 2 weeks race, 1 day off in the mid of those 2 weeks. It goes around the whole cities of Saudi. I think it's about 8,000 kilometers, the 2 weeks. Yes. Dangerous. Yes, it's dangerous. Hard. It's hard. I think it's about physical and mental thing to to join this. Like you need to have a physical well-being, mental as well, so you can race in Dakar.
And has there been a Saudi woman that has
Yeah,
raced
they
this?
have been. Yeah, they have been. Three Saudi women's, yes. Three Saudi women's have been racing in Dakar, yeah.
I just, you must have obviously driving through these terrains of the Middle East, of Saudi, the beauty of it must be incredible.
It is.
And let's transition a little bit to Saudi. Obviously, this podcast is about the Arab world, and specifically with you, we want to talk about Saudi. You are from Jeddah, which is a major city,
Yeah, it's Riyadh and Jeddah are major cities in Saudi. Correct.
and Jeddah's on the coast.
Jeddah is on the coast, yeah. Red Sea
Okay.
coastline, yeah.
The Red Sea coastline. And what was it like growing up in Jeddah?
Jeddah, whoever loved the sea would love Jeddah, actually. So I have been lucky. I have born in Dammam, where there is a sea there, and like I came back to Jeddah. Jeddah, I've been studied here in Jeddah till high school. The Jeddah people are so welcoming. The weather, like the weather is always welcoming you for sea tanning, joining the sea, having that type of beach outs. So yeah.
And Orjwan, obviously, Saudi is opening up
Yeah.
to the world. If someone, for example, me, and somebody, obviously an audience, were to go to Saudi, what would you recommend they do?
Uh, so you're asking for my advice, what they do.
Yes.
So first thing, I'll tell you something. Come up with an open heart and leave your expectation behind. So Saudi is a land full of surprises, to be honest. You'll find visionary cities like Neom, Riyadh, where innovation shapes and everyday life, business-minded. You will meet people of business mind in Riyadh and Neom and these kind of cities. But also the calm of city like Al Ula, the coastline, Red Sea, and the warmth of hospitality, you would find it everywhere. So the culture is so rich, to be honest. The food, like I have been always people that are visiting me from everywhere outside. They have those unforgettable moments, and the most thing that I have always been heard that the people are always welcoming you like family. So I would advise you just be ready to fall in love with this country.
I'm so excited. I've mentioned this before that I'm planning a trip to the Middle East. I've been to Lebanon and I've been to Jordan, to Amman, but I've never been to the Gulf. And I'm just so excited about this trip that we're planning with my mother and my sister to Saudi and to the UAE. And
Lovely to hear that.
yeah, I'm very, very excited. So a lot of things are changing in Saudi, as I said. How is it changing, and where can you see those changes happening?
You can see the changes everywhere, in the street, in the conversation of people, and in the mindset of youth. You can see it. As women in a motorsport and business, I'm living those transformation. A few years ago, that would have felt impossible, to be honest. But today, the support is real. We're not just talking about empowerment, we're living it. And from sport to entertainment, from the sustainability to the Vision 2030 that has been created for like the spaces for everyone to lead and discover and create as well.
Yeah, I keep on saying that the changes are happening so quickly. Like you said, 10 years ago, like your parents' generation could have never imagined that you would be having the opportunities that you are having in Saudi.
Exactly.
And it's hard for people to understand because, this podcast is for a Western audience, right? And I know a little bit about Saudi because I met Saudis back in the day when I went to college in Boston, but it's very difficult to explain to an outsider, to a Westerner, that the kingdom has just been so closed for so many years. And all of a sudden, so quickly, this transformation because of MBS, right? Mohammed bin Salman, he's decided to open up the country. And then what your focus for rally racing, obviously you want to do Dakar. In terms of your marketing company, do you feel like that's also for the long run?
Definitely, yeah, I do.
But your bigger passion is?
Both of them. See, I have mentioned this in the beginning of our conversation. I love being an entrepreneur, I love being a racer, and I think both of them are aligned with me, on the same pathway of Orjwan. So the time I want to have a little break, I will go to the desert and enjoy the time. So the time I need to have that part of creativity and thinking and campaign planning, I would work. So both are aligned.
The best of both worlds.
Exactly.
And Orjwan, before we go, Orjwan, it's very difficult to say your name, by the way. It means purple, right?
It's purple.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
kind of
what I,
flower as well.
huh?
It's a kind of flower as well.
It's a kind of flower. Yeah. That's what I love about Arabic names also. They all have a meaning.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last question before we go is what would you like? What is that lasting message that you would like the West to know about Saudi, Jeddah, Arabs, anything you want to share? That if they can just take away one thing from this episode, what would you want it to be?
So I'd love for the West to know that Saudi Arabia is not just changing, it's leading. We're creative, driven, and more open than before, at all. They're innovative, the innovation that's happening here, but also a deep culture and hospitality that you won't find, to be honest, anywhere. Like, it's not my word, it's people who have been here. Uh, and and I think come and see it by yourself. You will leave completely with those new perspective. You will feel it.
I love it. The hospitality and the kindness and the generosity of Arabs. I will keep on saying it over and over again. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. And lastly, where can our audience find you if they want to follow you? What's the best way to get in touch with you and
My
follow your
only
journey?
my only one social media account. It's my by Instagram.
Okay. And I'll put that in the description.
Thank you, Julia. I had a
Amazing.
very lovely interview with you. To be honest, I would be so happy to see you here in Jeddah, and let's have some visits here to different cities together. I would love to.
I would love that. And you're going to have to take me for a ride
Definitely.
in the dunes, in the desert
We
of Saudi
will.
Arabia.
We will.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Bye.